Hey there, Pisces. This is a general reading for April 2022. We're going to be looking at messages from your subconscious, messages regarding expansion and growth, as well as messages regarding new beginnings. In April, there are a couple of interesting things occurring. There is the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, which is an opportunity to dream big. So for Neptune, that is a planet that rules dreams, imagination, mysticism. It also, for some people, can be about illusions, delusions, fears. The planet of Jupiter rules expansion, growth, and abundance, and even higher learning, spiritual learning. And there are also 2 new moons in April, one on the 1st of the month and one on the 30th, so you have 2 opportunities to set intentions for new beginnings. So what you have here in terms of messages from your subconscious, you have polite declaration. You can move in whatever direction you need to accomplish your goals. It is time for you to get out there, claim what is yours, and stay in your power. So basically telling the world politely that you're here and you're in charge. All right, so you have the 6 of Wands, the 6 of Swords, and the 7 of Wands. So it kind of indicates some sort of victory, some type of healing, transition, and some type of something that needs to be in harmony and balance. And then with the 7 of Wands, it indicates a sense of kind of standing your ground, asserting your power. So in terms of expansion and growth, you have this ancient oak spirit strength. And this card kind of indicates, being grounded and kind of tapping into your core of where your strength is. You have the 2 of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the 8 of Cups. So it kind of suggests maybe you are negotiating something in terms of what was for your best interest, and possibly gathering strength to leave whatever situation isn't serving your best interest. And then you have, in terms of new beginnings, message in a bottle. So this kind of indicates being aware of or on the lookout for signs. Signs from the universe on where to go, what to expect, synchronicities. Like, for example, someone, you hear a song in the morning, and then you go to the grocery store and you hear the person at the cash register singing that same song, something along those lines. You have the Sun, the Devil, and the Hermit. So some major life lessons, spiritual lessons going on when it comes to possibly your ego. Maybe some with vanity, but we'll clarify this. All right, so this polite declaration kind of telling you to go out there, claim what is yours, and stay in your power. let's take a look at the Six of Swords here, because that's kind of indicating a sense of change, possibly some type of loss. So we'll see. You have the Justice card. So if there are people who, for some of you, it might be that some legal separation, some like divorce, breakup, dissolution of businesses, and for others it's almost a sense of like what's the word I'm thinking of, when something good does happen. Let's say you get a degree of some sort, or you get a certificate, a license of some sort, and it's almost as if you are moving forward, or it is in theory supposed to move you forward, but you're more kind of thinking about what you are leaving behind, or you're not feeling ready to kind of move forward, maybe scared of, you know, the real world or the scary world or whatever that is for you. But basically it's kind of saying, you know, hey, it's time. You're ready for this. Let's take a look at what the Six of Wands has to say. You have the Hermit card again. So maybe you have been kind of isolating yourself, maybe with the COVID pandemic, or maybe even using that as a way to kind of keep yourself isolated. And for others, I see it more as this could be a some of you have achieved some type of success, some accomplishment, like gotten a degree, gotten some type of promotion, something along those lines. And maybe you're more used to like working on your own, or working remotely, and this will call for you to kind of be more in the spotlight, or even kind of, you know, test your knowledge. If you did just get a degree or a certificate, license of some sort, this is kind of for you to prove what you have, or use what you've learned. Clarify the Seven of Wands. You have the Eight of Wands. So this polite declaration that's pretty much it's time for you to get out there. It's time, and it's going to be happening whether you're ready or not, but seems like you are ready. All right, in terms of the expansion, growth, abundance, let's take a look at the Two of Pentacles. What it is that is being negotiated. You have the Two of Swords. So there's some decision that needs to be made. It might have to do with a job, leaving a job maybe, or taking a job. But let's see what's going on with the Eight of Cups. You have the Nine of Wands. So whatever it is that you're kind of leaving behind, it's going to take energy, or it's already been taking your energy, but you are prepared for this. you have that strength, and you just need to kind of tap into it, which is, you know, perhaps why the High Priestess is here, indicating that you have exactly what you need, and just need to listen to your inner voice and use that strength to do whatever difficult decision it is that you need to do. It's almost like you know what it is that you need to do, which choice you need to make. You just don't want to make it because it's not even necessarily fear. It's almost just being right, making the right choice. So let's see what the High Priestess has to say. You have the Star card, which is about healing, hope, and clarity. So it's almost where this is kind of saying you do need to leave something in order to grow and expand. And in making that choice, making that decision, you need to kind of tap into your inner voice, tap into that inner strength of yours. And in doing that, it will really help you gain the clarity that you're wanting. It'll help heal whatever's going on. So there is a sense of some type of transition. This transition, maybe you're just gearing up for this transition, like working up the strength to do something. And that's why there's the Six of Swords and the Star, where it's almost as just doing this action, like doing these things that formally indicate a moving on, a leaving, whether that's, giving your resignation, saying, we're not going to do this on and off again thing. In some cases, just, physically moving. This is you kind of getting up the strength to do it, and it kind of indicates that this is the month to make that happen. So for the new beginnings, this message in the bottle, you have the Sun, the Devil, the Hermit. So we saw the Hermit over here in the past. And it could be like ways for you to kind of get the motivation that you need. So let's see what the Hermit has to say. You have the Queen of Swords, which is about honest communication. It's about being independent as well. And making your stand for, if there's some decision that you need to make, saying, I made this decision, this is what it's going to be, and just objectively, this is what's going to happen. So it almost does indicate this connection of you already have the skills, the talent, the education, the experience, whatever it is, and have been recognized for it. You just need to kind of use your voice in it. Some people, it might actually have to do with some kind of legal thing. Declarations are kind of like sworn affidavits, and you have the Justice card and the Queen of Swords. So let's see what's up with this Devil over here. Oh, so I would say if there's any kind of contracts that you're needing to sign, I would say that it applies to those situations as well. And those contracts almost kind of indicate some type of transition of maybe even for some of you, it's actually even going to school, getting more education, getting a higher degree, because you have this Hermit card. And the six of Swords is about kind of moving into like calmer waters, but it's also about like leaving behind situations where, you know, choppy waters, things aren't so smooth, and it's kind of like a harmony and balance when it comes to things that you are the way you think about things. So for some people it also could have to do with a higher education, when like psychology, law degree, since you have the Queen of Swords as well. All right, so I want to clarify the Devil. You have the Eight of Swords, so it is kind of calling out that you have that power. There's some mental process going on where you've been talking yourself out of it, that you don't have this power, that it's like a self-victimization thing. In terms of getting out of it, I would say it's tapping into that inner voice, that inner strength, and recognizing that doing the things that you like, ripping off the band-aid that you don't necessarily want to do, will have a there's going to be a transition period, but then it'll be healing. I mean, obviously, don't rip off the bandage if you've actually got an infected wound type of thing. But what these cards are kind of indicating is that you've been kind of feeling stuck in something, feeling that you may be insecure about things, but you have all that power. And look for signs. Just look for things around you that kind of are speaking to you about that hope on, leaving this situation, making a decision that you need to make. And so it indicates, you have the Sun card, so let's see what that's about. You have the Ten of Pentacles. So there are some, obstacles, but you will be able to have joy, have the life that you want, have the security that you want. And it seems like there's self-talk, limiting self-talk that you need to kind of have a discussion with, and kind of recognize you have everything that you need, or maybe that you can reason enough, you're rational enough, you have the ability to recognize what you need to move on, and rationally you can do all these things. Then you can tackle the irrational fears of not having the ability to move, to take off the blindfold, to pursue the life that you want. For some people, like I said, it's could be leaving a relationship, leaving a back and forth relationship where you kind of are off again, off again, on again, off again. Leaving a job. You do have everything that you need. It's just in terms of your assessments of what's going on, there, that limiting self-talk of, maybe I shouldn't, maybe this isn't the right time, maybe, if I just wait a little longer, it's that self-talk instead of the potential self-talk of hope, this, hope, what the way things can be. That's the clarity you need to kind of move forward. So I'm hoping that this provides a helpful perspective of the month for you to get a fuller picture of things. Be sure to check out your readings for sun, moon, and rising signs. We'll see you next time. Take care.